Let's talk Patrick Dorgu, a player who, again, on pre-season has been the best player by far. I want to talk about what to expect from him going into the season, what his qualities are, and just talk a bit more about him because he has been the player so far who has really... Listen, there's always a player who impresses in pre-season, and Dorgu is the one that's really taken his chance and taken his opportunity. He's looked absolutely fantastic in the games that he's played, particularly against West Ham and Bournemouth. I think the quality that he's shown for such a young player is fantastic. You have to remember he's come in mid-season. United are not in the greatest position. He's 20 years old. He's adapted to a new league. He had a good start. Then he obviously got the red card. And then he did kind of struggle so from then. But I think pre-season, new opportunity, new challenge for him, and he's looked so sharp. And he's a player who I think is going to have a big season. He has the quality, the talent as well, the drive, the determination. And I think you look at what United have missed. We've missed a strong quality left wing back. We've had Tellez, Reguilon, Shaw, who's been there, the loads played there. But I think Dorgu is really that one. Obviously, we were linked to Nuno Mendes before, but that was just never going to materialise. And I think what you've seen from him so far in pre-season, he's willing to work and learn from Ruben Amorim. Like in his last game, goal and assist against West Ham, he was against Bournemouth, very impressive against West Ham. And I think what you're going to see from him, yes, he's got competition there from Diego Leon, but realistically, he probably knows that Diego Leon's going to take time to settle in. And I think if Patrick Dorgu, I'm pretty sure he has that position on lockdown, to be honest. I'm very excited to see what he can offer. He's a very talented player, a hard worker. And again, it was a big investment. £40 million for a 20-year-old is a lot of money to invest into a player. But I think the investment was pretty well made. I think it was a good investment. And again, at the time, I was a bit sceptical. Listen, he was a player who was pretty inexperienced. But again, you have to take the risk on these sorts of players. And I think he's a player who, again, just stocks are rising. He's working well with Ruben Amorim. He knows what to get from the team. And again, it's looking like he's going to bring a formidable connection with the players on the left-hand side. I think it's not a coincidence that we bring in one of the best left attacking players in the Premier League. We've got a pretty good balanced left side. That the left side is willing to, and the quality is increasing on that side. I think you look at the likes of Bruno, Cunha, Dorgu. It does seem like there's a good relationship building there. And again, it's all about relationships. And I think with Cunha being in the team, obviously he wasn't in the team against Bournemouth, but when he does come into the team, I think the fact that Cunha is someone who likes to come on the inside, because again, he's quick, but I think just the way he likes to play, he comes in the inside, that obviously opens a lot of space for the overlap, which is something that Dorgu will it's loads of space for Dorgu to exploit. And I think you look at last season, whether that was Garnacho, whether that was, well, it was mainly Garnacho really, when you would see Garnacho and Dorgu play, or sometimes even Bruno. I remember their game against Everton when it was 2-2, that Dorgu and Bruno had an insane connection. And you would look at someone like Garnacho, he would see Dorgu in the overlap, but would just cut in and shoot. I think with Cunha and other players around that position, they're more willing to put Dorgu into that position. And play in the overlap. I think he does need to improve on his crossing. I think that's something that we all know needs to improve again. But again, he scores goals. He's someone that's, again, likes to get into the box. He's got a great engine and a great player. So, and is a great player. So yeah, very excited to see what happens with Dorgu. I think it was a good conversation to have. I think he seems like he can be someone who can have a really big season, along with a lot of young players. You have to remember, we do have a pretty young squad. You've got Aiden Heaven, who's 18. You've got Yoro, who's 19. Dorgu, who's 20. You've got Hoyland's 22. Chido, who's in and around the squad. You've got Mainu, who's young. So you have got a lot of young players, but it's good to have experience next to him as well. With that being maybe Luke Shaw, or whoever plays left centre back, whether that's Mazraoui, whoever really plays, which will help him. But yeah, listen, I'm so happy from what I've seen from Dorgu so far. And you look at these sort of signings we should have been making, instead of spending a lot of money on, for example, a Theo Hernandez, who would have cost you maybe 50-60 million, or maybe more than that. You've gone out, took a risk and signed a player from Lecce, who, again, relatively inexperienced young player, has played in a variety of positions, and I think he was a perfect fit. So yeah, it's been a very good signing under Ruben Amorim. But listen, let me know your thoughts, and we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Ruben Amorim, Patrick Dorgu, and yeah, let's see what does develop. But yeah, that's been a typical, not typical, but that's been just a nice chat about Dorgu. I think he can become a very, very talented player, a quality player, and the potential certainly there. So let's see what does develop.